Hi, my name is Kristen. I will be presenting information from Chapter 4 of Philip Clampett's book, Communicating for Managerial Effectiveness, which describes how leaders effectively impart the culture. Clampett states that an effective leader will teach his or her employees what the corporation values, why it is valued, and how to transform those values into action. When done right, it gives employees a sense of meaning at their job, which will motivate them to do their best. So how do employers go about teaching their employees these values? According to Clampett, there are 10 different ways to do this. The first way is to craft an actionable cultural statement. A powerful statement won't be too ambiguous, but also not too narrow. It needs to stay in the actionable zone. Think of the example of ground beef. There are two packages, one labeled ground beef, the other labeled lean ground beef. Even when both packages contain the same amount of fat, people are more likely to buy the package labeled lean ground beef. So a cultural statement needs to be crafted in a positive manner to remain effective. The second strategy is to appropriately socialize employees. There is a critical period in the first few months of an employee's career that the manager will still have influence to instill the values and philosophies of the company. Target, for example, gives their new employees a mentor so that the new employee feels the sense of teamwork that Target so strongly believes in. The third strategy is to develop symbolic reminders of the core values. This should be something simple, such as a slogan that is in the employee's environment. The fourth strategy is to link values with specific behaviors. For example, Walmart values service to their customers and respect for the individual. They turn these values into specific behavior by abiding by the 10-foot rule. Anytime they are 10 feet of a customer, they look him or her in the eye, greet them, and ask if they can help them. The fifth strategy is to filter information through the values. This means employers use values to structure information so that it focuses on a critical information employees receive and de-emphasizes the less critical information. The sixth strategy is to tell the right stories and create opportunities to originate stories. Stories are a powerful tool for employers to communicate the values through a tale that employees can relate to and enjoy rather than read about it on a boring document. The seventh strategy is to use rewards as powerful reminders. These rewards could be something such as a bonus or an employee stock that rewards employee efforts. The eighth strategy is to manage conflict through the values, not the hierarchy. When a conflict arises, resolve it by applying it to what the company values. For example, an employee at Appleton Inc. was arguing with a manager about how to pack a truck. All the employee had to say was that the customer wanted it packed this way, and the conflict was resolved because Appleton Inc. values the customer. The ninth strategy is to routinely evaluate the progress on the core values. Companies need to stop and take the time to make sure they are exemplifying the values in everyday practices. The last strategy for communicating values is to assist in the evolution of meaning of the values. Companies need to further their understanding of the values they hold and make appropriate changes in a timely manner. For example, if a company values wellness, they should be making appropriate changes to reflect this belief. If they're doing this, it won't take them 15 years to become smoke-free. Clampett sums up the chapter with a story about war, where the captain broke military procedure by playing the national anthem in a time of desperation, which rallied the troops and allowed them to succeed. Many managers need to know when the employee morale trumps procedure, how values can provide inspiration, and why courage trumps overall. They need to know when to play the music.